Good morning, Larry Swink, and you notice that the Bryce Harper bobblehead cannot be seen. It has been asked that I move that. I know he's been traded, so I moved him back. You can't see him. But anyway, this weekend is Gaudete Sunday, which means Joy Sunday. The priest will be wearing rose vestments, or also known as pink vestments. Twice a year we wear that, one of these two Sundays. And it's a time to meditate on the virtue and the experience, the grace of joy. Question is, are you joyful? You know, in a couple of weeks we'll be singing "Joy to the World." Now, what is joy? Liam Bloy, who's a famous philosopher, said it's an infallible sign of God's presence. And the thing about joy, it's hard to define it because it's something that can only be experienced with someone who knows that God loves them, and it doesn't necessarily mean the person's going through great circumstances. They can still be joyful. It's a peace and serenity knowing that God has a plan for you, and no one can steal it from you if you have it. So it's a great gift, and it's what we all want. A couple of things that destroy joy, maybe to think about, you know, kind of explicitly, implicitly from the readings. One is obviously sin. Anytime we go against God's will and we disobey the Ten Commandments, namely, we usually experience a lack of joy because we feel bummed, or we're not made really we're hardwired to love God, and the remedy for that is God's mercy and confession. Secondly, thing that kills joy is self-pity and worrying. Okay, all right. Let me change that. Let's just say worrying. Okay, a lot of times we become anxious about many things, and once again, it's because we lack a trust in God's providence, and life has a way of just sort of zapping our energy. The remedy for that is just trusting prayer. You know, it's, you know, the St. Paul would say, you know, keep your hands firm, right? And what that means is hold your hands high in prayer, and God will provide for you. All right. Thirdly is self-pity and complaining. You remember that they used to have the Saturday Night skit Debbie Downer. I was actually chuckling watching that the other day when there was this Thanksgiving episode where, you know, anything that was good, she found something bad in it. And one of the problems as a human person is we can always see the bad in everything, but the saints had this amazing gift to be able to say good in almost everything, you know, even suffering. And that's something that we have to consider. And we know how we're dealing with that is how much we complain about even just things we have to do, you know, like go to work, and it's, you know. And so the thing is like it really clears our joy, and we have to ask for the grace for God to give us maybe not necessarily a lighter load, but a heavier back, is the expression, you know, that we accept life for what it is and not what it should be. Okay, so those are some things to think about this week as we joyfully approach Christmas.